Gather round, everyone, and make yourself comfortable. This is the Nordic Takedown, a Star Wars Unlimited podcast. We have new episodes out for you every week, and this is episode 130. My name is Viktor, and with me today I have the stellar cast of Pontus.
Hello.
And Filip.
Hello, hello.
And we're here because we're going to talk about the Tallin PQ. We were the three representatives from Sweden, traveling across the Baltic Sea to make friends with a lot of nice Estonians and a lot of Finnish people. And some people from, I believe there were Latvian people there as well.
Yeah.
This was a medium-sized PQ, I would say, for Scandinavian standards with 28 players. Not one of the larger ones, but not really one of the smaller ones either.
Definitely large for Tallin.
Yeah, I mean, it was really the first PQ in the Baltics and in the Baltics countries. And Tallinn has a pretty good community. They travel a fair amount. So we've met some of these people before. Yeah. It was really nice to go over there. What did you think?
Yeah, it was really nice. I think when I signed up, it was like 34 people already, so the numbers dwindled a little bit, unfortunately. Yeah. Or actually, maybe fortunately for me, because we were under the 33-player cap, so we could play one round less, which was kind of important because I was flying back the same night.
Yeah, it would have been more than 2 hours extra if there were just a few more people. So you know.
Yeah, for you having that packed schedule, having to make that flight afterwards, I bet that was a relief.
Yeah, exactly. No, but the place was really, really awesome. They have a really nice store there, the Maverick store. Basically all of the tables were well lighted, which is not something that we are used to usually.
Large tables, so you weren't cramped at all. The whole venue felt spacious, quite good air, even though the weather was terrible. They managed to get pretty good air in there, and really cozy store. I liked it.
Lots,
yeah. I wouldn't hesitate
go back,
to go back. Yeah, me too. I'd definitely consider going for next PQ as well, if they get one. Now, Tallinn, for me, living in the Stockholm area, and I know you as well, Filip, Tallinn is actually my closest PQ for this set, so it made a lot of sense for me to go there.
Yeah, I live close to Stockholm, so for me as well.
Yeah. But you didn't go as a player, Pontus. How did you end up in Tallinn?
Well, it started with actually with me and Matthias having a talk. Like, wait, do they know they need judges? Basically, so I contacted them and a couple of other places and like, are you aware that you need a level 2 judge? And then started a conversation from there, basically, and it ended up with me going there.
And so you were the head judge, and then you had one of the TOs as sort of a help.
Yeah, no, I mean the TO was Jak, the store owner, and then we had Daniel that was like he's judging, but mostly like when I needed to do something else, or like I tried to get him to help a little bit just so he could get the experience as well. So when he had the time, he could just jump in a little bit, basically. But it was pretty, calm, and like there wasn't much that happened for me as a judge, for better or worse.
No, yeah, it felt like a very smooth tournament.
Yeah.
We started quite late in the day, 11 or something.
Yeah, more later than that, actually.
Yeah.
The gathering started around 11:15, I think, with the first round announced to start 12:15, right, Pontus?
Yeah.
And then we had 5 rounds to Swiss and cut to top 8.
Yeah.
And the lunch break as well.
Yeah, lunch break. Where the store tried to offer a little bit of a snack for those that didn't want to go out to eat, which turned out to be almost everyone.
Yeah.
So they had to switch gears and become cooks, I guess.
Yeah, they were stressed out during that little short time there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
somewhere during that lunch break, actually, it started to rain, right? So I think
yeah,
that's one additional reason why people didn't want to go out of the store.
Yeah.
people kept in the store. But they had some really nice hot dogs they were selling, so
Yeah.
that worked out, even though it was a little bit of a wait for your hot dog.
Quite
Yeah.
small ones, right, Viktor?
There were pretty big ones in big baguettes. So
Yeah,
it was
huge.
lots of bread and cheese, and it was huge things. I
Yeah.
thought it was regular sized hot dogs, so I ordered 2.
Yeah, same.
But I ended up not even finishing the 2s. And
Yeah,
I got,
me neither. It was too much to have 2 of them,
yeah,
for sure.
certainly.
Yeah, looking at you guys fighting with those hot dogs, it was really funny trying to wolf them down so we can get started.
Yeah.
Well, I actually ate mine after, like it's after the round started, just and had Daniel do some judging while I ate, so to make up some time.
Yeah. So we had 28 players, and what do you think about the meta? We had 5 CADs showing up, the most represented deck, and then we had 4 Lukes, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
4 Luke
Pilot
DVs.
Luke, yeah.
Yeah, Pilot Luke, and 1 set 9 Luke. 8. We're on set 8.
8.
Yeah.
1 set 8 Luke. But then we had 3 Vader Yellows and 3 Boba Blue, I think. Those would have been the most played decks. A couple of doubles, like Ahsoka. There were 2 Ahsokas, 2 Griefs, and an Ezra, which is basically Grief in disguise. Yeah. No, and then a lot of one-offs. So what did you feel about the meta? Was it any surprises?
So one big surprise for me was basically the lack of Krennic.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that I noticed when I managed to get a look around the tables, like around the lunch break time. That what happened to Krennic? Nobody here likes Krennic.
There was one. Yeah, there was one Lando, right?
Yeah, one Lando Blue,
which is another one that was underrepresented.
Yeah.
Right. So Lando Blue was represented, but I think only by 1, right? I can't find any more.
Yeah. And although I think isn't 5 CADs also a little bit lower than I would have expected?
I mean, 5 out of 28, that's just below 20%.
Yeah.
For a more local PQ,
yeah, that's true.
I feel that's probably where we're at.
Yeah.
I would have guessed there to be Dedra to be a little bit more popular, maybe, and there weren't really any completely off meta decks. There was one of the Jabba the Hutt data vaults, but that one's seen a bit of play. It's not completely out of the blue.
And there was some weird guy on Kylo Ren. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that guy.
that
guy. Yeah, that weirdo. No, I might have been the most exotic deck in the room, actually.
Actually.
Yep. So, well, let's not beat around the bush. The top cut, 5 CADs enter tournament, 5 CADs make top cut. And one of those were you, Filip.
Yeah.
Just barely.
Yeah, just barely. The day didn't start that well, but I guess we're going to talk about that when we do go through the run. But actually, when we got the announcement of who made the top cut, it was interesting to find out this information that actually all the 5 cats are in.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's 100% conversion is nothing to snuff at. So
I think not. Yeah.
We're gonna discuss a bit later, maybe also about what we think about the news from. We're recording this today is Tuesday, so it happened yesterday.
Yep.
Suspension.
In that top cut, we also saw 1 Ahsoka Tano deck, 1 Lando Blue deck, and 1 Luke, Pilot Luke Data Vault deck. So that was the top cut. And I guess nothing there is surprising, really. We know Lando can handle some CADs. We know Luke isn't miserable into CAD, even though I don't think it's necessarily always favored. but at least it's got a shot. Like it's
Yeah.
not a blowout.
Yeah.
I think out of these decks, Ahsoka is the one that is worst into CAD. But depending on the player, Ahsoka it's quite consistent, isn't it? So it's kind of draw dependent for the CAD player. If you somehow brick as a CAD player, Ahsoka is just going to win.
Or you can just dodge the CADs as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I don't know
definitely.
what's the case in this one. I didn't pay attention to that.
No, me neither. But it feels like once you match up CAD into Ahsoka, it's very much going to be like it's very much up to the CAD player. The Ahsoka deck is going to do what it does, and usually it won't be enough. The CAD player is going to be able to handle it, but yeah,
Yeah, but
always.
Ahsoka has to also draw the God flip. I think it's not easy to win against CAD otherwise without the Jar Jar and the ship flip.
Yeah.
I think you need that really because CAD's got a lot of things it can throw in your way.
I think you need a queen on 5 as well as an Ahsoka.
Yeah, would be nice.
Yeah. It feels to me that Ahsoka player always have a Jar Jar and a ship on flip, and they always have a queen on 5. I don't know if that's just the rules of how the game works, but it seems that way to me.
Yeah, when I'm playing Ahsoka, it doesn't happen. So we can play Viktor, no problem.
Right. But nobody seemed particularly surprised by any of the results in that regard, and it felt like in the room that we knew there was going to be a stream on Monday, and everyone was feeling like, yeah, I brought the card because it's good, and I'm not going to play it anymore.
Yeah, it's the swan song, right? I think most of us thought that this would be the last event because usually they used to do it like this, right? That they ban on Monday and it's effective from the Friday, but now they actually extended the grace period to.
I thought they usually did that. Don't they usually?
They give a week, but they give one more weekend, but they usually deliver these streams on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
So putting the stream on Monday, it very much felt like they wanted to ban it immediately for the week. Yeah. That's at least what me and a lot of other people were thinking, I think. But they gave a full
weekend.
Week. Yeah. One more weekend of CAD.
Yep.
Well, we'll get back to that. But it feels like it was, even though the meta has been what it is, I had a lot of fun at this event, and I feel like the vibe in the room was that there wasn't like people going around being sore about CAD being in the room. People were taking it in stride, pretty much.
No, it was really, really an awesome vibe, and it was nice to reconnect with the Finnish guys that we met in Turku at the previous PQ.
Yeah.
And then also some of the Finnish guys who were not in Turku were actually in Prague, and I got to play some of them there. So it was nice to see them again here. So yeah, it was really great, as well as meeting the local guys from Estonia and even the guys from Latvia. So.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The Finnish bunch, especially the bunch that do travel a little bit, are such a raucous bunch of guys. They're really fun to hang out with.
They're really dedicated. Actually, I talked to them during the tournament, and they're going to be hitting up a lot of the majors that are upcoming. Some are even coming to the Malmo game week. So they're doing a lot of traveling. Really.
I remember seeing at least some of both the Latvian and Estonian guys on Malmo Game Week last year as well.
Yeah. And Vibu, who is pretty much a staple of the Baltic scene, he's been traveling to a lot of events, but he wasn't actually playing this weekend. He came by and said hi, and then he just left. He probably had some prior engagements or something, but yeah. So some of the Baltic players are really traveling a lot as well. So I recognized several of those guys. When you say that the Finnish people are dedicated, that's like in a different way than you would expect some of them to be, because a fair amount of them were drinking while
Oh yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
They're very Finnish about it.
Yeah, they were helping out the store, right? Because
Yeah,
even
yeah.
the beers were from the from the store. So
Yep.
yeah. No.
Well, now, let's get into what it was like from the judges' point of view, Pontus. How did you feel about the arrangements and the tournament, and how did it run for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was mostly it was pretty great actually. The conversations were going smoothly, like where beforehand, and they had set up like the times table and stuff like that before. So like most of what I needed to do was show up and judge. But yeah, I'd say the only thing that was like small issue, but was like the time. But we managed to make up for lost time there. So from my perspective, everything went great, I'd say.
Yeah. Any interesting calls that you had to make during the day?
There were a few calls, but it was mostly like people asking for like, am I right that it works like this? So, like for example, some people that like one person that wasn't entirely sure how indirect damage worked with the shields, so it's like clarifying that, for example. But like nothing really big or that I had to like think a lot about. Well, there was one thing where but that was mostly me like I forgot like which type of problem that happened, like when one person accidentally looked at a card, like, but that's the tiny thing, nothing major, you know. So yeah, all went smooth.
You didn't have to do any hard rewinds or anything.
No, not a single rewind actually.
Okay.
So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of these players that have been to a fair amount of tournaments are kind of settling into the mechanics of the game better, so there are less mistakes made, I guess.
And as well, of course, you know, if they can handle the mistakes themselves, they just do that a lot of times. So
that's true.
Yeah, nowadays without Han Solo and without Smuggle, it's a bit easier, right? It's only the plot that you have to be careful of, really, when you're plotting, that you actually replace your resource. I think these are usually the biggest things that we're keeping judges busy.
Keeping track of your condemns so they don't get lost during the day. That's something to.
And no one asked about the double condemn either, but that's one thing that comes up from time to time still.
Yeah, that's true. That one's a little bit unintuitive, I guess.
Yeah, for some people. Well, I mean, for most people, it wasn't unintuitive for me as well until I got it to work in my brain.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah, it's the text on condemn that's the problem, right? It's a lot of text, and it's where the one sentence ends and another begins.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I'll just briefly handle my run. I was a little bit bummed out about the matchups I got. I thought there was going to be a lot of cats, and there were a lot of cats. I thought there were going to be a fair amount of faster decks, like the Grief deck and maybe some Vader and stuff. So I was prepped for that. But I ended up facing Luke. A lot of Luke and Boba, which are... Luke is not a horrible matchup for me, but it's very much different from what I've built the deck for. And definitely Boba is a horrible matchup for me.
So just remind people at home, what were you playing?
So by now I can be a little bit less candid about it. So me, Jacob, and Jacob have been working on a Kylo Ren deck since Galactics, really. We were talking all the while that we thought that Bottom Network or ECL was brewing something with Kylo, because they did for last Galactics. So we know that they're very, familiar with some of the cards there, and it just felt like the red-blue color combination was the strongest color combination in villainy, especially.
Yep.
So no one playing Kylo at all online, no one talking about Kylo, just to me felt like someone's brewing something. And then nothing. No one brought anything with Kylo. And we're like, is it poop? Is this deck not viable? And we started working on it ourselves. And we ended up with something very different from what I thought we were going to end up with. The Jacobs just ran with that, and they built a hard control deck. It doesn't even play 2-drops. There is no playable unit or event or anything on turn 1. We just cycle a upgrade if we have one in hand that we want to cycle, and then we claim, or we just do nothing as claim, and then we kill with events. We kill everything. We kill, and then eventually the other deck runs off the steam, and we flip Kylo and win in 1 or 2 punches, often 1. It's kind of inevitable because if we can just stall the game out indefinitely, at some point we're going to have enough stuff in our discard pile, and we're going to have Cinta in our row, and we can just, flip and win. It's going to happen if we don't die.
And there's no more Rivals Fall anyway, so...
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, we don't have to... We just have to make sure that there isn't a Sentinel in the way. And if it's a Sentinel, we can also use... We do play Moral Authority. Yeah, so we can just pick it up. So it once we have the resources and the stuff in the right place, it's kind of like a combo deck in that way. When everything's in the way, there's just no way of stopping it because Syntha. So it's just a matter of whether or not we can hold on until we get there. And often I'd say 1/3 of all games, I don't even flip Kylo.
Oh, okay.
It's just we just win on attrition and big units. We play we don't even we could be playing Devastator, I guess, but it doesn't kill things. Everything we play kill things. And then if it leaves a body behind, good. Yep. So we play Anakin, we play Pre-Vizsla, we play Chimera, obviously, things, and Sentinels. We play Sentinels as well. Yep. That's the deck. Unfortunately, I'm not really a good control player, so I'm probably not doing the deck justice. And like I said, I had some really bad matchups this turn. Things that, like Boba is such a bad matchup for us. They don't have to have units on the board. They can go quite fast, and they're really hard to just mitigate all the damage. And then once they're close enough, they can just win without units. And I don't have a board usually, so planetary bombardment for 9 into an empty board is just it just gets them there. They're gonna get there usually. I don't often win Boba matchups, but I did win every game 1 in this one.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, and I only went to time once this turn. So I feel like I improved a lot since last time I brought it.
Nice.
It was just not my day.
So what you're telling us is, if this was a best of 1 tournament...
Oh, I was undefeated until... No, that's not true. The very last game where everything was out to win, I played Mike from the Nordic Fleet, the Insta channel. Yeah. And he was on Poe, and it was just, I bricked my draws. He was really fast. He won that one. Yep, that's my run. But Filip, you had a much better run.
Yeah, my run was not looking to be great from the beginning, actually. So I started the day with a mirror. I played Maciej, who ended up, I think, being King of Swiss in the end. So he was on Cat Blue. We I think it was actually done in 2 games, if I remember correctly. The first game I didn't draw anything above Anakin. So, and in the second game, I didn't draw anything underneath Anakin, like below Anakin cost. It felt like so. It was funny. And in that first game, I even managed to miss a second turn as well, because I drew like the first turn, like a Rancor Keeper or something like that, and then I had like the 4-5 slot like hand. Didn't draw anything that worked on turn 2, but we played until like 10 resources. He played like 2 last Chimera. I managed to like remove the stuff, but damage kept coming and I didn't draw my top end. And in the second game after the mulligan, I look at my hand and I have 2 Privislas, a Chimera, Anakin, and I don't know, something more that I didn't have the play for the first turn, and then on the second turn I drew a Rancor Keeper that I could play on the second turn. So that's how those 2 games went. It wasn't really even that interesting, I would say, to like, yeah. To like cat mirrors can be more interesting, I would say, but if if the card variance offsets it in a really bad way, then it's not really that fun. So I had like some mirrors later that I talk about that were really fun. Then I met Valentin. He's a local guy, but originally from France. He was on Vader Pilot. I think that both of the games that we played, he opened, of course, in space, and I opened like with the 2-3 that heals you to Onyx Squadron or whatever it's called, and then basically ended up not working out great for him. I could remove most of his stuff, and I had hyperspace in main. So I think I drew even that. And then in the second game, he played Garindan on turn 4 to get rid of my IG, which was really good. But then he didn't have Garindan for the flip, so I hyperspaced him again. And then he drew Garindan. He told me like in the next 2 cards that were coming, he had Garindan.
Too late.
Yeah, so I was 1-1 at that point, which is not bad, but you know that you probably need like 4-1 to go through. So I was like, okay, I need to win all of the rest of my games. And into game 3, I went, or match 3, and I met Valtteri from Finland. Really cool guy. He ended up, unfortunately.
He's won the PQ as well.
Yeah, he has. I think with Cad Bane even, but in set 3 or something like that, because when we were in Turku, we played he was on Cad Bane then, the old Cad Bane. Was a really fun set of games then, and we had some really good set now, but we weren't really watching the time, so it ended up being a draw, and I had to actually make it a draw because I couldn't win the game on that turn, right? So I had to figure out what I have to do to make it a draw, because on the next turn I had super laser blast, or what's it called now, single reactor ignition, right?
Single reactor.
But on that turn I had to, because that was going to be the last turn of the game, I had to make sure that we end that round in a draw. So I had to play a Chimera suboptimally to just kill one of his guys and not do something else that I wanted. So that was when we went to time. First game, I think, was a very long battle. It felt like we were back and forth there. On the second game, it wasn't that long. He won with a really big Talzin, from what I remember. Got a lot of upgrades on her and just hit me twice and I died. But the third game was also a bit more like back and forth, and then we ended up with Pontus yelling, "Okay, time!" Oh, okay, what now?
Oops.
So yeah, I wasn't really prepared. I didn't feel like that the matches took that long, but I think that our first game took a long time, so that's why. So I was 1-1-1, which is like the not really where you want to be after 3 of your matches,
especially starting with a loss as well.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I did my best going forward. I reset my brain and met Mike in the next round. He was on Po Data Vault, as you
Yeah.
mentioned. I think there, I don't remember if he won the first one or the second one, but he got me with aggressive, and then the other two games I just managed to control him, and in the last game he just kept top decking nothing. Really,
Oh.
really nice games, but it felt bad that he, got
Yeah. They're bricked.
data vaulted
Yeah.
in the end.
Yeah. Mike is such a nice guy as well.
First time
Yeah,
for me meeting him.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played him actually on the first PQ that we had in Sweden. He traveled from Estonia to Alphaspel when we
Yep.
had the
Okay.
PQ here. So
So I guess
that's
I've
where
seen him then in that case.
Yeah, you were judging there as
Yeah,
well, right? Yeah.
I don't remember him though. Yeah.
I played him. I still remember he played the Quinlan Voss ECL deck. That was a bit, who was it, Grumpy Elephant or one of these guys
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
was making it popular at that time. Really fun deck, that one as well.
Yep.
Then I got to play against Jere, who was on Boba Blue. And Jere and I have also played in Turku. He played Boba, what was it at that time? Was it Data Vault? I think so.
Yeah, it would have been Data Vault back then, I think.
Yeah,
It's
and
before the Lake Country became popular.
yeah, and I remember he just smacked me around there when we played there. And this time I was getting really good draws against him, so I managed to take that one 2-0. And I don't think his draws were that great, unfortunately.
What do you think of that matchup? Because he was on Boba Blue. Do you
Yeah.
think that Boba Blue was ever really a good into CAD?
So I think that Boba has a much cleaner way to victory, right? Because if Boba they're playing also 3 single reactor ignitions, they play 3 devastators. If they can wipe your board after you pre-Vizsla, you get like 4 to base, and then next round devastator, 5 more, and then if you cannot answer the devastator, 9 more, and then planetary, they have like all of these things. But I felt like he wasn't drawing the things he needed, really. And I was able to keep him from, on the first game, I was able to keep him from deploying on a ship. And on the second game, I think that I had a hyperspace disaster. So I actually played in such a way that I would make it good for him to deploy and kill one of my units with the mini barrage there. And then I could wipe him with the hyperspace. So that one I managed to take 2-0, and then we were done with the Swiss, right?
Yeah. So you were 3-1-1.
Yeah.
Which is by no means a sure in.
No.
So I think things ended up being a bit weird because people I did even in the 4th round, and then some other people I did in the 5th round. So in the end, I think we were like 5 people at least with 3-1-1.
You can check real quick.
5 3-1-1s.
Yeah.
Oh.
And of those 5, unfortunately, one person would not make it in. And we didn't know who it's going to be until all the matches ended up and all the SOS was calculated, right?
Right.
And unfortunately, as I mentioned before, it ended up being Valtteri.
It was the 9th bubble.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think I ended up in the 6th.
Yeah, you were 6th.
Spot. Yeah. So yeah, as the matching goes, basically I got matched up into the 3rd seed, right? And that was the Lando, which was Jans from Latvia. And then I think we had a little break and we talked a little bit and started up the top 8 matches. I think both of the games that we played were really good. The first game, Jans, I think he made a really, I would say, unfortunate decision of what to call with Galen, because he had to choose whether I have aggressive negotiations or if I can somehow remove his own Previsla. I think that he had buffed so that Previsla could kill me basically if he can claim and hit my base. So his Galen he called No Glory because I don't think I had played any No Glories and I only run one aggressive in main. But I did have the aggressive, so I managed to win off of that aggressive in the first game, and in the second game I was able to just control his board completely and win basically based off of the CAD value game, having chimeras, previslas, and everything. So yeah, it felt kind of like I mentioned to some of the guys in the chat that I felt like in the top 8, the bad draws that I had in the Swiss portion were kind of thrown redeemed or thrown on their head. So I was really drawing well, I would say. So that match concluded, and then I think the last match that was remaining there was Joni was playing Mihail in a CAD mirror, right?
Yeah, they were going on forever.
Yeah.
And ended up being Ghastly that took it.
I think was the game where I actually called time, but they managed to actually finish in the last round, I think.
Just before that. Joni was on the brink of death for so long in that game, and he was almost clawing it back there. And then
I think if they had like 15 more minutes, he would have done it.
Maybe, but then Ghastly drew that collateral and took it.
I mean, obviously he wouldn't have, but it could have with 15 more minutes if he didn't draw that card.
Yeah. Well,
so
very exciting.
They ended up finishing that mirror, and Mihail won there. And we found out also that Maciej, who was King of Swiss, lost to Jussi, who was on the Luke. And
so
then
and
then the other guys were playing the Ahsoka versus CAD, right? In the last game,
which went exactly the way
as can be presumed.
Ahsoka did take one of the games though.
So we were having the Luke versus CAD again, and a CAD mirror again. And I think both of the last 2 games are streamed. So
you were on stream for both semi-final and the final, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we I think that Mihail was higher seed, so he let me start both of the games that we played. And I think, as I mentioned just before, I was drawing hot and he was not. I think that was more or less how that mirror went. So I had the single reactor also in main, which helped. And then in the second game especially, I think he drew really not that great.
And you were on fire. Some of your draws were perfect.
Yeah, exactly. I was even like missing some points in the curve, and I think I drew like the Anakin right at the 6R turn and stuff like that. It was gross. I forgot to mention one more cool decision that Jans had to make in one of his games when the Lando player. So he had to choose whether he's going to buff one unit twice or once, and then that depended on whether I had Anakin in the hand or if I had the what's it called, the crab, right? And he was thinking about it, and he put it on one unit, and then he's like, can I switch it? I'm like, it don't matter, think about it, switch 3 times, like just tell me when you're done. And then he swapped it, and in the end I had the crab and not the Anakin, so he got semi-punished. I don't think that it mattered that much, but it was unfortunate for him that both of the big decisions that he had to make, he kind of missed on. But I think it's a sign of a good player that he was, able to think through all of these options and to actually decide, okay, let's take the 50-50 and say, like, it's this. Unfortunately, it wasn't, but I think.
But for the other one, he did like the statistically correct choice. It just happened to be wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a card game in the end.
Yeah. No, I mean, all the power to him. He understood the situation and he was contemplating it and coming to the best decision he could.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the top 4 ended, or the semifinals ended, and I found out that the other semis, actually Jussi managed to win with Luke against Cad, so he was 2-0 against Cad in the top cut. I was thinking to myself, oh my god, if he won against those 2 other Cads, what am I going to do? Because I didn't mention this yet, but I chose Cad just because it seemed like he is the strongest deck. But I was like on a vacation for 5 weeks and managed to play 2 weeklies before the tournament and maybe like, I don't know, 10 games online, because we had my in-laws here, so helping us with the kids. So I had basically no time for training, and it was more of the, okay, let's hope that we can be tactical in the moment rather than strategical long term. So I was thinking to myself, shit, this guy's a good look player. If he's smacking all these cats around now, I'm in trouble and being scared about how the finals is going to go. And then I look at his list and I see, like, this guy has no egg bars. He has, I don't think he had the Ray either.
No.
He was basically running a budget deck. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, this guy's an even better player if he's winning against these cats. Without all of these cards, I'm screwed. So basically, the final started, and I think the first game, I think he took it down with an aggressive negotiations, if I remember correctly. I couldn't answer his Luke at all, so Luke swung once, and then on the second game he swung with aggressive for the win. But I had sided in after that my other hyperspace and some more space hate, Sentinel and so on, what I had, and that managed to really help out. I think both, in the first game and the third game, I think he had the Cinta on his flip, but in the third game it unfortunately didn't kind of matter because I was on too low HP for it to be huge. But I think in both game 2 and game 3 I didn't even deploy CAD, and then I just skipped to 7 resources just to wipe the space.
Right, yeah.
Which was really detrimental for him. And then in the third game, I think I had 2 hyperspaces.
I think so too. Yeah.
And then Viktor asked me later, he was sitting behind me, were you thinking about resourcing one of those hyperspaces? I'm like, no, Viktor. I was looking with the math, how much resources do I need to pay with this hyperspace, and if I want to play a 2 cost or a 3 cost, and what I need to resource. I would never resource a second hyperspace against a space deck.
Because you were pulling it aside when you were doing resourcing, and you were pulling it aside, and it's like, is he going to resource the hyperspace disaster? That's crazy.
No. I think he also in one of the games he had like 2 Kellerans in a row. It was really exasperating, actually, fighting through all of that pressure. I have IP space, but then he's like a Kelleran and another guy, and then I need to like Chimera and kill the Kelleran, and then still have to deal with the guy in space later. So I think that deck is quite resilient as well. People usually say that like the Vader deck is the resilient one, but I really feel that Luke has quite a lot of resilience built in also with the Kelleran play after the hyperspace. And then once they put Ray out, Ray is also a big beat stick, right? So it can be a problem.
He
And
was
now,
playing one Ray in sideboard,
okay,
so he did have one,
yeah,
and he was playing 2 Kellerins in main.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
standard, I think. Yeah,
yeah, so he was definitely there for the long game.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Akbar really helps out that deck, right? Because
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
yeah,
2
yeah.
Kellerans, but you also have the 3 Akbars for the reload. Even like before the flip, you can reload the board. So,
But he just didn't have any. He was kind of new to the deck, it felt like.
no, he just said that it's a budget deck and that he hasn't gotten all the cards yet for it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what he told me after the match.
Yeah.
But yeah, really awesome opponents all day long. I can't complain against anybody that they did something strange or said something strange. Just had fun all day long, and as they say, like as the cherry on the top, I managed to win it as well. So
And you made your
yeah.
flight.
And I made my flight with the time to spare, even actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
which was interesting. So
I do have to say, like, we had the chat before, like we were talking about how we're getting there, and you were like, I don't think I'm gonna make top 8s. I'm like, raw talent was my comment. And you see where that happened, you know?
yeah. I was telling Pontus, you see, Pontus, I told you 1-1-1. This is not going the way that I was hoping it would be going towards the top 8. Managed to crawl my way there. Yeah. It was kind of similar to what happened in the Manatosh PQ that I also won, coming in as the 8th seed there, barely making it in, and then also managing to get through to the end. Yeah. So.
It's
It's the
interesting.
Philip way. It's how you do it.
In the finals, this tournament, the finals were against 6th seed and 8th seed, so that's also like interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is your second PQ win, so it is certainly, you're no stranger to the position, and even in Turku you were in top. I think you came in 3rd, right?
Yeah, I was in top 4. Jimmy smacked me with his sabe there. Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have been doing quite well. How did you feel about like the prize support and what this PQ offered?
Yeah, I was happy with my prize support. You saw me; I had big problems with it actually.
Glad to
I
help out.
yeah, I didn't plan on actually winning anything, so I brought only my rucksack full of stuff already because I was overnighting at the hotel and so on. So they gave me the 2 boxes, and then the owner asked me like, "Do you want to use your store credit to get another box?" And I told him, "Look, I don't have any space here. What else do you have?" And then we looked around a little bit, and he said, "Oh, we have the carbonite packs." I'm like, "Sure, give me 3 of those." That's less space than a full box, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, give it. I can find space for 3 boosters." So and managed to pick up some small memorabilia stuff for my kids. So
nice.
Yeah. And then, of course, for this set, the top 8 card was Luke, right? So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous card.
Yeah,
it's very good looking. Yeah. It's a little bit unfortunate that it hasn't seen more play yet, but maybe it will.
I think
maybe it will. Yeah, I was
it's not in a vacuum. It feels like a strong card still.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I just need some setup, and that's with CAD being around and units being removed, it was not easy to make the setup. I think the best home for it looks to be in the Luke deck, the other Luke from set 8. Because that one can keep the units alive, right? So let's see.
But maybe Qui-Gon.
Also
Qui-Gon is getting some really good cards this upcoming sets.
Yes.
Yeah, and it looks like Luke was really adamant about coming over to my side, because when I opened those boxes, it was just Luke legendaries popping out. I was hoping that I'm going to open like a Pre-Vizsla or a Chimera or some of the cards that I had on loan from that I had on loan in my deck. But no, it's just like Luke and Akbar and all of these
It's a
other guys
sign.
coming. Yeah, they're saying, Philip, your time with the dark side is done. Come
Yeah.
back to the light.
Exactly. It's where you belong.
You're gonna have to find a new hand to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They need to print one. How dare they skip Han for so many sets?
Yeah. Talking about finding new decks to play, we did get some news on the Monday after, as expected, after the indie sector
That's
taking
good.
place this weekend as well, and they too had 5 Cad Banes in top 8, and it was actually won by a Cad Bane, I believe.
Yeah,
So
he's even called Cad.
yeah, exactly. So in the end, on Monday, to no one's surprise, Cad Bane is suspended.
Yeah.
So for us, at least, this was going to be this one song for Cad. Next Nordic tournament is going to be after he's suspended.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you like the band? Do you like that it was just the Cad Bane leader? Or what's your thoughts on that?
I think it's good that he's suspended for sure. I'm not sure if it's enough, but I guess they tend to be careful about those things, and like maybe they'll see that they need to suspend something else and do that later on. We never know.
So one thing is that there's basically only 1 month and 1 week or whatever left until Homeworlds because they moved the schedule, and there's no more majors, as they said.
No.
Yeah.
So I think it's impacting only PQs. I think it's better to be cautious rather than do something heavy-handed, especially not banning the new legendaries that came in this set. I don't think that would have made any sense at all.
I agree.
I think they could have said something like, we suspend Chimera, but we are bringing it back with the next sets. We're saying that already now. It will be back with the next set. That was something.
Yeah, but it's 1 month, right? It's not really gonna be a big impact, I think, going forward for that 1 month period. So yeah, they don't want to do these streams where they need to update stuff too often either.
No.
They only do it surgically, it feels like. But I think they're going to continue to monitor the situation. And the previous bans were, I think, even in those times, people were asking for more stuff to be banned, right? So let's see how things shake out first, and if somebody can find something, maybe completely new that was not possible to build because of CAD. Because now shields are again a thing, right? If you can imagine that. So the Mando legendary is just going to spike up in price, it feels like, because that card is bonkers.
He went from almost useless to really good.
I mean, Ahsoka really likes that guy. He's got a lot of power, right? So he can buff your smaller dudes.
Yep.
So,
And
now my
Leader,
fear, yeah, definitely.
Maybe.
My fear is rather not about like they banned too little. In that sense, I feel like the blue villain got a big hit with Cad being removed. Their best option for a leader here. I'm more afraid of what will the meta look like if we remove the thing that brought interaction back into the game. Are we just going back to an uninteractive meta again? Is it just going to be 2 ships in the night again? And that's more my fear. I might have liked something
like
to sort of prevent make it so that interaction is still interesting and something you want to go with. I don't know if shields is really the way for that. Maybe that's how you make it have to be interactive. Like if everyone can put big shielded sentinels in your way, you have to be able to interact with that somehow. But I'm afraid that it's just going to end up being like, no, I can't bother with that. I'll go to space. I'll use CAD, planted bombardment. Bye.
But we did get more like anti-space stuff in set 8 as well. So
that's true.
So I think it's not going to be, at least not going to be the same as before set 8, but it's hard to tell. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll still be a lot of space, just 2 ships in the night, but I think they're gonna have a harder time at least.
Yeah, I mean, now with Chimera still being an option, control is still an option, right? So there's still some idea of actually playing up to 7 resources and trying to stabilize, because before you could be like on, I don't know, X amount of damage on base, but without any restore. There was not like a Yoda leader that would flip and then start restoring, or a Luke from SOR that would restore you up. There was like no benefit of actually holding up and surviving on some minuscule amounts. I mean, people have probably seen like what Palpatine could do with reinforcement walker, like being on 1 HP and then timeling you with the reinforcement walker and healing for 6 immediately, and then just start healing for 3 each round and ended up basically on 0 damage on base by the end of the game, right? So I'm not saying that we need something like that, but at least, Chimera is an option. And the problem that I see is also it's villainy tied, right? So we would need something similar also in heroism to make heroism kind of, I wouldn't say control, but heroism tall mid-range a thing again, right? Because we do have like now this, what do they call them, the blue-green piles basically. You have like Leia, you have Luke from set 8, you have other options there as well, but they also have a problem with just being too shotted by some space leaders as well and not being able to heal up, right? So let's see what they print in the next set, and I hope that they do keep printing legendaries that are a bit stronger than what we are used to. Because
that's what they said. They said that the entire reason they didn't want to change any of the legendaries, like the Chimera stuff, is because that's where they want them to be.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm so happy to hear them say that.
Yeah.
That's such a relief, because I do believe that the legendaries should be chase cards, at least some of them.
Yeah.
But we need them to also show it. We cannot just let them say it, right?
Yeah.
So they need to, put the money where the mouth is.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, people are complaining that Villainy got all the UC stuff for this set, but for many sets in a row now, it's been heroism getting all the really strong top end cards. So Villainy was due to get some top end eventually. My concern is that it feels like the heroic top end is really good, some of it, but it's very much less interactive. Like the Villainy top end is interactive and the heroic top end is constructive. Like if you look at
like
Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan, or the Liberty or Rey, they're all about trying to get further your ambition to hit face, I guess.
I mean, but Bo-Katan is also interacting with opponent's units.
To some degree, the -3, but
and we also have Luke, we talked about before. It's also interactive.
Yeah, the new Luke is definitely, but he's not. He's more in the mid game, right? He's a 5 cost.
6, I believe, right?
Is he 6? Okay, yeah, okay. Still mid game.
Sure, but he's still good later on as well, let's say.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Oh, for sure. But yeah, I it feels like they kind of went 2 paths with heroic and villainous there, that the villainous cards are more interactive, and I think both need a little bit of a mix. Like you need some constructive cards in villainy, and you need some interactive cards in heroic. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do, but as you said, I hope that we don't go back to set 7 meta, because for me that was one of the most depressing metas, with just like, I talked actually on the PQ. I talked with Blagi. He is one of the Finnish guys that I played in Prague, and we were talking about how set 7 looked like. It's like, this would be a perfect trade that I could do here, but I'll just go face, because then next round I can kill you with aggressive negotiations. That makes more sense, right? Why should we do any trading? There's no point. Just go face and then kill with aggressive.
Yeah. No, I mean, for one set, I don't mind one set having a very different meta and a very different playstyle. I felt like Law was a pleasant change of breath. from Legends of the Force and Secrets of Power, having been just very grindy, like eternally grindy at some points. It was just grind, and sometimes someone would eventually get to the finishing point. With Law, it got fast and it got like bam, 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 win on 8, done, or 7 or 6 even.
Oh, yeah, it was 6 or 7 usually.
Yeah, rather 6 or
sounds
7 actually.
strange.
Yeah. I correct myself, but I don't need more of that. I one set is fine. Please, let's get back to a game where we actually play with each other, not just parallel to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for that we're going to have to wait for rotation, unfortunately, until the pilots disappear and everybody starts deploying in the same arena again.
Yeah.
Except
that's
the Death Star.
It's a little bit weird to me that was what happened with the pilots. Like it felt like it would be a reasonable way to go, that some leaders deploy in space and some to ground. But and it also felt like making them pilots made it so that they weren't. It was a little bit dodgy to go to deploy in space. But then they rotated out confiscation.
Yeah, they rotated out a lot of the interaction pieces. Yeah, I mean, even like Luke from SOR could sometimes, together with another space unit, kill a deployed leader space. You run in something, it dies, and then you -6 it, and then it's dead. So we lost like a lot of these tools to handle these things, and now it's just like you cannot kill it in one turn, so it hits you for 7 or 8, and then with aggressive next turn they just don't resource and they hit you for like 10, 11, and you're dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a lot about what we think about the meta coming up. Are we excited about it though?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, me too. I'm already deck building. I'm already talking to the most insane people I know about what they're trying to do to try and get something fun. I believe that Josh from Inglorious Bastards has a Sabine yellow deck, new Shield Sabine yellow deck that he top 8'd the PQ with.
Nice.
I'm looking at that and trying to figure out how to play that. It's weirder than you think. But yeah, I think there's going to be like a few weeks with exploration and all that fun again, and that's always welcome for me.
I'm really excited to keep working on Qui-Gon because he's getting some really good juicy cards
for next set especially.
Yeah, exactly. For next set, the new Luke that just got spoiled today as we were recording was just insane.
The one drop.
Yeah.
It feels like the cutest boy will be problematic coming with more and more cards.
Yeah.
Like raid 6 card coming for the cutest boy.
Oh, right. Yeah. Not so cute anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh well, I think this is enough about the speculation, and I believe we'll leave all the listeners to their own speculation for a bit now. And any last thoughts?
Go to PQs, people. It's really fun, and you're going to meet people along the way that you're going to see in the future as well. It's not as sweaty as you might think. It's quite casual, at least at the planetary qualifier level. So go there, meet the community, have fun, celebrate this game. It's awesome.
And if you're interested in being a judge, you can talk to me. I'll guide you through it. Or we still need more judges. Even though the judge program is in a little bit of a limbo right now, there's gonna be a new one, and that's definitely something we need. It's something that is important to help everyone else as well, and it's fun for me at least, and maybe for you too.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, Pontus. With that, we thank you all for listening. I thank you guys for coming by, and may the force be with you.
Bye.
Bye.